We are back in the garden, and this time we are getting on to one of the more exciting parts, which is the planting. You're going to have two types of plants in your flight area. The nectar plants and the caterpillar food plants. In this episode, we're going to look at the nectar plants. Some butterflies, such as morpho and caligo, feed only on rotting fruit, so placing slices of fermenting banana in your flight area will be sufficient, but most butterflies will feed on nectar from flowers. So you need to make sure that there is a good supply of nectar available at all times, so that your butterflies have something to feed on. If you are short on flowers, you can make some colourful feeders like this one. It's made from a scouring pad, a plastic cocktail glass, and then filled with nectar solution. Simply mix 1 part fructose with 9 parts water and fill the feeder. You'll need to rinse and replace this with fresh solution every 2 to 3 days. You can also supplement the nectar with good flowers from the garden and place them in a bottle of water, changing them regularly as they fade. If you are keeping heliconius butterflies, they need pollen as well as nectar. You can see this heliconid digesting the pollen on its proboscis. If you have plenty of flowers available, then the pollen should be there too. There are 3 key nectar plants that you will find in most butterfly houses. They are Lantana, which is often sold online and in garden centres as a patio plant, usually in late spring or early summer. Then there is Stachytarpheta, or porterweed, which is very occasionally available online as seed. And then Pentas, which is usually red, pink or white in colour, and again you will sometimes find these in garden centres during the summer months. Also make sure that your plants haven't been sprayed or treated with any pesticides, as this can in turn kill the butterflies. So here are the nectar plants that we've bought for this setup. Firstly, we have some of the key nectar plants which have been grown on from cuttings. Pentas, 2 taller grown Lantana varieties, and some Stachytarpheta. If you are unable to find these, then there are some more commonly available plants which are okay to use instead. Then we have some Verbena, which is a super useful plant that's really easy to get hold of from any garden centre. These particular ones were 3 trays for £5, and they come in a whole host of different colours. Then we have some Lantana plants. These ones were 12 plugs for £14.99 and have been grown on for a few weeks. And finally we have some plants which aren't the best for nectar, but they will still be useful. Marigolds and some Lobelia. And these were 3 trays for £5. Now let's get all the plants potted up and into the greenhouse. We're using lots of recycled pots to save on costs, and we're just potting them up in some peat-free multi-purpose compost. You can't really add too many nectar plants to the setup, the more the better. And if you're just wanting to fly butterflies and not breed them, then at this point your setup is complete, and you just need to be patient and let things grow. Next episode we will be covering the caterpillar food plants. For the meantime, we're going to allow these plants to establish for 3 to 4 weeks before we introduce any butterflies. So let's look at how much we spent this episode and the total so far. That brings the total cost to £139. So I'll see you next time when we're looking at the caterpillar food plants.